Awesome. Thank you. Thank you. Hey everybody, what's up? It's your girl Chiney King and welcome to another video on my channel. So if you don't know by now, I am actually in Dubai, down by, I don't know, but down by the water. We see all the boats and the yachts and all that fancy stuff, and I figured I would take the opportunity to take a moment, these damn birds, to take a moment to do a quick YouTube video for you guys. And this one I think was highly requested in the sense that it is going to be a Q&A video. So a while back on my Instagram, I said to you guys to send me questions where I will answer in a YouTube video, and I did get tons of questions, to which I'm gonna do my best to answer a few in this video. So make sure you guys stay tuned to that. Like this video, subscribe to my channel, and share to a friend and all that good stuff if you haven't before. Can you get Blueberry Mint hookah?
He's just changing his dressing back.
Okay, no problem. First question somebody asked is, I want to start a small business. I have 2 ideas, but I don't know which to start with. Any tips? Alright, so for most of you guys who have been following me, you know that I have a business, several businesses, but I think my most popular one would say my Jolifairehair organic hair growth hair nourishing oil, which is doing pretty well right now. It's available online, and it's also available in stores in Jamaica, your local beauty stores and pharmacies, and we're in the process of extending. Better know how COVID stay come mash up everything, but nonetheless we're still expanding to more stores. So my thing is, if you have a small business idea, with any idea that you have, you want to, one, write down everything that you come up with for your business idea. Then the next thing you want to do is to do your market research on your idea, your product or service that you're going to be offering, or that you intend to offer to the public. You need to come up with a name for your brand and for your business. And I think the first, like, once you come up with a name or a brand, I think the first thing you want to do is definitely check social media to see if those accounts are available, and also to trademark your work if you're like really serious about, you know, the idea that you're trying to start. And in the midst of all that, you want to go ahead and secure those social media accounts that you intend to promote and advertise your businesses to the masses. And the next thing is to research. YouTube is your best friend. Google is your best friend. You cannot go wrong with this. I'm pretty sure there's other YouTube videos on the network like mine that will tell you how to start a business and the things that you need to start that effectively. Sorry. People want to know how tall am I? I am 5'10". I'm a giant, and fun story, in high school they used to call me Big Bird. I think I used to wear my hair like this, but I had my hair was perm, so at the time you're supposed to fan it out, so you like put the gel in it to make like a little like peacock looking fan thing, and that was like my go-to hairstyle. My uniform was always bigger than me, and they call me like Bigfoots because I have big feet. There's like size 10, which I don't think is too bad because I'm a tall girl anyway. And yeah, they used to call me Big Bird because I was tall and yellow. And you know what, like now I don't mind that shit. Like, you could catch me, honey, 5'10" and all, in some 6-inch heels. So when I stand up to look at a mother effer, like I'm taller than you, and you gotta look up into my face. So if all you tall women out there, wear them heels, honey, wear them heels. What do you do for fun? For fun, I'm like, I could be such an extrovert and an introvert at the same time. Like, fun for me would be curling up on my couch, have my waterfall on, my mood lights on, and I'm just sitting there cozied up and I'm watching IDTV. For those of you who don't know, it's Investigation Discovery, and I just sit there and watch all like the true crime stories. Like, it's kind of like eerie, but I mean, God forbid if anything crazy ever happens to me, I want an episode on IDTV. I know that's so weird, but I just freaking love that network. I mean, I'm talking about Swamp Murders, I'm talking about Snapped, I'm talking about, I can't even, Mansion Murders. Like, there's so many different stories on there. Like, just check it out, Investigation Discovery. So basically I do that for fun, and other things I do for fun, I really like to travel, spend time with my friends, creating content, spending time with my loved one, being around family. So I think I enjoy going to parties, even though at one point, like a few years ago, I was like all partied out. Like, meaning that like I was just tired of doing the same shit over and over and over. But I don't mind, you know, a party, you know, once or two times. But I think I find fun in every little thing that I do. That makes sense? Alright. What's the most challenging thing about starting your business? I think when you start your business, for some of us, you have to understand that not many people is going to have the same amount of excitement that you might have. And you might launch your business and think like, okay, oh my god, when I launch it, I'm gonna make $1 million in sales right away, and everybody's just gonna be so excited about my brand and my product. And then the reality is, it varies. Unless you're probably like Kim Kardashian or whatever, it, like, to grow your business takes time. And I think the most challenging part is to source exactly what it is that you need. For me, back in the day, a thing that I used to get was chargebacks. I used to sell hair extensions. Now, you know that, you know, we all like hair extensions, we want longer hair, blah, blah, blah. And my challenge was I got a lot of chargebacks because people were using other people's credit cards to make purchase. Now, as a small business, chargebacks in general are like complete shit. It's the worst thing ever, because at the end of the day, somebody buys a product from you, you ship it out, and then like a few weeks later, you get a call from the bank, or you realize that money is taken back from your account because it was a fraudulent charge. Like, to me, that's the most fucked up thing you could do to a small business, or to any business in general, because, like, you know, we're starting out, we're a small business, and my thing is, like, if you can't afford the shit, don't fucking buy it. If you cannot afford it 2 times over, do not buy it. So, like, for me, thousands of dollars in chargebacks that I had to pay back the bank, because at the end of the day, they always say, you know what, the customer is right, blah, blah, blah. So then I ended up getting the shit end of the stick, and it just got to a point where I was literally so frustrated. So it was called Jolifairehair extensions, and I just completely stopped, because it was just, I think I was in college at the time. I was working at like an ice cream job, and I used to take my money from that to try to invest into something greater. And then here you come now, try to fuck me, you understand? And then, like, it was just so frustrating that I just felt like I needed to give up, and that's kind of what I did. What annoys you the most about being an influencer? I don't think I have anything that annoys me the most about being an influencer. I think as an influencer, it's not really a title that I set out to get, but I do realize that when you have a following, you influence people. So it kind of comes with whatever it is that you do, and when you start gaining a following on social media. So I'm not mad at that. One thing that I've learned to accept somewhat is that the fact that people tend to think that because you're an influencer, they need to know your personal private life, or they feel the need to comment on certain things that they might not necessarily know about. So I kind of just dodge the bullshit. I don't deal with the negativity. So if you come on my page with that, it's pretty much blocked, which I must say, for having 90-something thousand on Instagram, for example, I don't really get a lot of negativity. And I think that's probably because the people that follow me, they kind of know my style and know whatever. Now, privately, they might say, oh my god, I get a Chiney, whatever, but they don't put it on my page. So, I mean, for now, I guess that's a good thing, but I don't think there's anything specifically that annoys me. But what I will say is, as an influencer, or as I would say a content creator, I I don't have good days every day. And people think like, you know, oh, Chiney K, she's so happy, she's so jovial and this and that, which 99.9% of the time, I'm happy as fuck. Like, I'm just like in a mellow mood, like a good, positive vibe. But if I have a low day, I have a low day to where I feel like I just want to crawl up in a ball and not do anything. And it kind of sucks when I get that way, like, you know, in a depressed feeling or a sad feeling, because I know that I have to go out and create content, or I know that there's something that I have to do that requires me being like, oh my god, chirpy happy Chiney K. And then if you're out and you see me and I'm not, oh my god, chirpy happy Chiney K that you're used to, you're gonna say, oh, that girl is stuck up here, or she's this or she's that, not even knowing like what I am going through on a deeper personal level. And it's nothing worse than being in like such a shit sad mood, but then you have to go out there and film something. And when you have to go out there and film something, in order for it to come off to perceive to you as the viewer, like, you know, to give you also a happy feeling, I have to be in that happy mood, you understand? And the fact that I have a business, I have to be consistent on social media. I have to constantly create content, because out of sight, out of mind, right? So I have to promote my brand, I have to talk about it, I have to let you guys know about it in order to, you know, for it to go out there to the masses, to hopefully garner sales and stuff like that. So I have to be out there. Like, I cannot disappear for days. It does not work with my line of work, you understand? People's attention span is very limited, and once people don't see like certain activities for a while, people lose interest. And like I said, I'm trying to build a brand, so I constantly have to be out there, but not all the time. Deep inside, like, everything is like, you know, chirpy peachy. If you get what I'm saying, I'm sure you guys can relate. Like, when you're in a shit mood, but then you have to go to work and fucking smile, like, that's the worst thing. Like, I used to get customers complain at me all the time. They're like, oh my god, like, you know what, she's not happy today. Bitch, I'm fucking happy. I'm fucking happy, okay? But this is just my resting bitch face, and I just got up at 11 o'clock, and here you come with a whole chirpy, excited whole attitude. You get what I'm saying? So, I mean, somewhat there's like a difference with how you approach certain things. So, yeah. Tips for relaxed hair with your oil, since oil tends to make relaxed hair lose body. Alright, so when you have relaxed hair and you're using Jolifairehair organic hair growth hair nourishing oil, or any oil for that matter, I used to have relaxed hair, so I totally understand what you're saying. I think the point is to not use too much. When you use too much oil in relaxed hair, it tends to make the hair very limp and stringy looking. So the key is not to use a lot. So after a while, you kind of know how your hair works. So what you want to do is, you know, moisturize your scalp if you have to, just a little, and then you want to put like a little bit on your hair itself, but not too much, because you don't want to oversaturate it and stuff like that, and that's when you get that whole stringy kind of look. So a little bit goes a long way, believe it or not. I also have a YouTube channel. Could you do a collab video with me, please? Of course, darling. Like, I'm all for collabing and supporting other creators on the YouTube platform. So if it's a case where you want to collab and it makes sense for my brand and your brand, then why not? Hit me in the comments. Do you live in Jamaica? Do you live in Jamaica? Well, I will say that lately I've been in Jamaica a lot more often than in the past few years, meaning that because I have Jolifairehair, now, I tend to be in Jamaica a lot to build out my brand, which includes visiting stores, talking to the sales rep, talking to other customers, you know, being around and being seen. Meaning, we know L'Oreal, we know Garnier Fructis, we know CoverGirl, we know all these big brands that you see on international television. So in your mind, you already know these brands and you buy it. You don't know who owns L'Oreal, you don't know who owns CoverGirl, you don't know like Garnier Fructis. Like, you just know that it's a big popular brand and you buy it if it, you know, if it goes with your needs at the time. Now with me now starting a new brand, you want to assume that nobody knows Jolifairehair, right? So I have to put in that groundwork. You understand? A lot of people know me from just being on social media, and then I launch a brand. So I have to be present and put in the groundwork for the brand, be seen, communicate with customers, see customers, interact with them and stuff like that. So I find that majority of the time I'm in Jamaica, even though I travel a lot and I grew up in the States. But so I guess I would say I don't know if I want to say like I live there, like I spend most of my time in Jamaica, but it just really depends. Whatever, you know, I'm doing, majority of the time I don't necessarily have to be in Jamaica to do it, but for now majority of my time is spent in Jamaica. Leading into, I know a lot of people think like, oh my god, why will you leave America and be in Jamaica? Like, I feel like if you know how to live and you have the proper education and skill sets, you can survive in Jamaica, on the contrary to what other people think. Now that's just speaking from my personal experience, but I know not everyone feels the same, and not everyone, you know, can afford to do that the same. Most people think like being in America is the ultimate opportunity. I don't doubt that. Living in America as well, I know that and see that, but I think it's a blessing, and it's great for me to be able to travel back and forth and to have a life in both of these countries, which I know not many people have. So I am forever grateful for that. What advice would you give to someone who is not body positive? I would say if there's something about your body that you want to change, you have the ability to change it. So whether it's losing weight, you have the ability to lose weight and change it. If you don't want to lose the weight and you have the money, honey, I'm all for doing surgery and doing and fixing whatever it is that makes you happy. But here's the issue when it comes to someone that's not body positive or insecure about their body. The thing is, through proper diet and exercise, obviously we can change that. But the issue that we have is the dedication and the commitment and the drive to do so. And I'm talking to you, and I'm talking to myself, because I know I shouldn't be eating that piece of chocolate cake, but honey, that chocolate cake is so good, and I will eat that chocolate cake and the ice cream, you get me? But if you have the dedication and the drive to change whatever it is that you're not positive about, then you can do so. And what we also have to understand is that all bodies are different, and we are not made the same as far as skin color, weight, and all that extra stuff. So I think it's just trying to be positive in the skin that you're in. I know it's hard, believe me, because I am not 100% positive either. I don't want any of y'all to think that, but I think to have the drive and commitment to change that, I think that might help. How can you manage working a 9-to-5 plus owning your own business? I would say I don't have a traditional 9-to-5 job. Besides having Jolifairehair organic hair growth hair nourishing oil, I do social media management and marketing for corporate. Now that does not require me to necessarily be in one location. Like, I'm in Dubai now and I'm still doing my job because my job is basically internet based, right? So I just be on my laptop for a few hours and do whatever it is that I have to do, and my job is done for the day. So my thing is, when I did work a 9-to-5 though, it is all about balance. The same amount of time and dedication you put into someone else's business, working a 9-to-5 for John Brown, you need to put that same effort into your business when you go home, right? I know it's hard, but the same amount of effort you put into getting to work on time, making sure you do your job so you can secure that paycheck, I'm gonna need you guys to schedule your time to where you put that same amount of time and effort into your little thing. So I'm gonna send you a water John Brown pot, are you not watering your own pot? You get me? So it's all about a balance. I know you're gonna be tired and this and that, but it's all about a balance. If you want to live the life that you want to live, you need to work hard at it. And you ain't gonna do it that way by working for John Brown, because at the end of the day, it's John Brown's business and not yours, right? Good. My biggest fear in life, all right, what is my biggest fear in life? I think my biggest fear in life is living a woulda, coulda, shoulda life, like not doing the things that I set out to do, and when I'm old as fuck, I'm like, damn, if only I had, or what if I had done that? I think that's my biggest fear in life, and currently probably losing like a close family member that like I'm not ready for them to go, and there's so much more that's, you know, needs to be done with them. But I know that's a cycle of life, but I don't even want to get into that because I cannot even fathom what I would feel like if I lose bends or wiggles or something like that. I don't know, but basically is living a woulda coulda shoulda life. What are some of your hobbies? Creating content, editing, hanging out, watering my plants, seeing my cats, and taking care of my business. I don't know, that's it. Where in Jamaica are you from? Well, I was born in Jamaica, grew up in Portmore part of the time, Hobbies part of the time, and also St. Thomas part of the time. He gets it. And also St. Thomas part of the time. So yeah. How do you stay motivated? I love you to the moon and back, chin. All right. How do I stay motivated? I think knowing the kind of life that I want to live keeps me motivated. Wanting the best for my family keeps me motivated. Wanting to show my mom certain things, and my dad and my sister, keeps me motivated. Like, my family's struggle keeps me motivated to keep going. One thing about me though, if I go somewhere and I see something that someone has, I don't envy or be jealous of what that person has. I don't know how they got it. They could be taking it up the ass. They could be just doing the most uncomfortable thing to live the life that you see, or the life that they perceive on, you know, social media or what it is, or in the public, I should say. And I am just never jealous of that. Instead, I think like, damn, I need to work hard to get to a certain position in my life, or I need to work hard to be able to afford this and do that. So I think that is that's what motivates me, is to see something and not be envious of it, but instead change my mindset and think like, okay, this person has this. How can I work hard enough to achieve the same thing and better? You follow what I'm saying? All right. What will my YouTube journey entail? Well, I've been on YouTube for a while. Started with the On My Mind series, as you guys know. But recently I decided to change over my channel to make it into something else. So basically make it into Chiney K lifestyle, basically my life. So there will be vlogs, there'll be On My Mind series episode, there'll be, you know, conversations about my hair, there'll be collabs and like other creative content. And I think it's basically including you guys more into what it is that I do. You get what I'm saying? So basically that's kind of the shift in my channel, and I will talk more about that later. What else? And the big question, I know you guys want to know, you guys want to know, am I single? Am I dating? Who I'm with? Blah, blah, blah. If me and Dan are together, blah, blah, blah. You guys are so nosy, and I know you guys want to know that. But the truth is basically, you guys should love and so wonderful. You get what I'm saying? You got your answer, so I hope you guys are happy now. So I think I'm gonna end this video here. I think I've answered enough questions for one video. Like maybe in a few weeks or so I'll throw up another Q&A, just, you know, for an update so you guys can know what's going on, if you guys have any new questions or whatnot. So I hope you guys enjoy this video and enjoy all the content from Dubai, and make sure you guys subscribe to my channel, like this video, and share with all your friends, and I will see you guys on the next one.